Moussa Diaby, Arsenal bid in waiting by Leverkusen, the club that where he plays for, is saying, please Arsenal, if at all you want to get this player, come and really get him in there for you. That's another boost of Moussa Diaby to Arsenal. Remember, this is the guy that Kroenke said, I've given you a green light to come in here and really sign him. You remember that very well? We did that story and it was massively watched by Arsenal fans onto this channel, which goes by names of Rokani Media Football. Then we are talking Charlie Patino. Finally, his injury is not so much scary, and finally he's back to Blackpool. Remember, he reported to London Conley yesterday to be examined by the medical team, and obviously it's not all that alarming, but Blackpool is really buzzing. Patino, good news from a side which goes by names of Arsenal. Then we are talking Hector Bellerin again into the mix of this story, and thus we'll be talking about a player who goes by the names of Fabio Vieira and why he played yesterday on the right attacking side of the midfield, and who really gave out that order for him to be played that side. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. First video of the day. We are talking Moussa Diaby, Hector Bellerin, Patino, and Vieira at a side which goes by names of Rokani Media Football. Rokan David is my name. You can follow us on all social media platforms at Rokani Media Football, and you can follow me personally at Rokan David on Twitter. It's at Rokani David. All right, let's get into this because it's heating up and Arsenal looking like they are really wanting to really get in more stories. Remember yesterday, the last story I did on this channel, I came here and I told you that Fabrizio Romano confirmed to us that Arsenal is not yet done. Arsenal is not yet done, and Edu is planning to deliver more signings before the closure of the transfer window. And today we've gotten a story coming in from Laka Bedoni, Transfer Market Interview Stories, aspiring journalist, and he works on the DiMarzio team. He has told us that there is a draft agreement for Moussa Diaby's contract extension at Leverkusen. In case he doesn't leave this window, the new deal would be until 2026. Club now waiting to see if any interested parties will send bids. Bayern are requesting for 60 to 50 million euros. So it looks like this team wants to sell this player. There is a contract agreed on the table, but guess what? It looks like Moussa Diaby is the one who doesn't want to sign this contract. Do you know why? Because when he signed this contract, they're going to put out a very huge buyout clause that won't really help him leave this club, but he really believes that it's right time for him to leave. He had a very wonderful season. He got involved in a total of close to 30 goals last season in close to 40 games he's played. He scored, I think, were they 13, and put up 18 assists in all games. That really puts him on the ladder of very many teams. So Arsenal has been scouting this player, reported. He suits all what Mikel Arteta wants. He can play as a left attacking midfielder. That is where Martinelli plays and Emily Smith-Rowe. He can also play very well on the side of a man who goes by names of Bukayo Saka. He can play there very, very well in there for you. So Arsenal looking at this player, and the recent story we did about Moussa Dembele was all about the owner of Arsenal, Kroenke, coming out and saying that I've approved the deal of that man. We have to deliver him at Arsenal. And I don't know why it had really died out of the media, but finally, Luca Bentoni has come out and told us that Leverkusen are expecting a bid for the player known as Moussa Diaby. And to add more light to this, Fabrizio Romano came and told us that Arsenal still have the 60 million pounds they had bidded for Rafinha to Leeds. They still have that money with them. But the problem is one, they want to spend it right. Players like Gerard Bowen have been really linked to Arsenal. Lucas Paqueta have been linked to Arsenal. Moussa Diaby has been linked to Arsenal. The latest, Yeremi Pino, has been linked to Arsenal, playing on the right wing in the for you, and very many others. Zegrova linked to Arsenal. Leroy Sen linked to Arsenal, all playing into that same position where Arsenal really looking for a player to play as a right winger, especially with a left foot in there for you as Rafinha was. So it looks like there is interest for Arsenal, and it's Arsenal delaying this deal because Leverkusen has sent all indications that we are willing to sell, but we are waiting for suitors to come in through and really give us green light that obviously we are bringing in the money, 60 million euros or 50 million pounds, then the player will be on the move. Now, A new deal put on the table. If at all Moussa Diaby puts Spain to this deal, it benefits Leverkusen. It does not really benefit the player. Do you know why? Because the player will be tied and won't be having an advantage right now. But when you look at how things are really going in, at the side which goes by Bayern Leverkusen, it looks like the player is really having a very good hand. Let me check in for you. Let me bring for you the transfer market and show you what is his deal like. Market. It's transfer market. All right, let's go there and see when is his deal expiring at the side which goes by names of Bayern Leverkusen, a man who goes by the names of Moussa Diaby. Smash the like button, guys, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, that's the guy. He was born in 1999 in Paris. He's 23 years of age, 1.7 meters tall. He's an attacker, left winger. But when you look at the club he's playing for right now is Bayern Leverkusen, and obviously he joined in July 2019, and he is now, his contract is expiring 3 years from now. But how come they really want to tie him on a long contract? You get 2025, he still has 3 years on his contract. Why should they really tie him on another contract? That's my big question, because if his contract is expiring 2025, meaning that those are close to 3 years. 3 years left on his contract, meaning that he is really still at Bayern Leverkusen. And I really believe that, why should they add him on another contract? Are they afraid that if at all next year elapses, he's going to be left with 2 and then his value will really go ahead and reduce and the player might be wanting to push a move away from the side? So Arsenal has been given an offer by a side which goes by names of Leverkusen that the deal is on the table, but the player doesn't want to sign it because he's expecting new parties to come in through and really send in bids. And one of those parties is especially Arsenal, expected to come in and putting in that bid by a side which goes by names of Bayern Leverkusen. So that is Moussa Diaby. Moussa Diaby bid is being awaited for by Leverkusen. That's it. So Arsenal should just go in there, present the money, and get in the player, provided he fits the realistic call of Mikel Arteta in that position as soon as possible. Now, after that, Di Marzio, you know him, he's a football transfer expert, been here for so long, and he has told us that Udinese want Hector Bellerin. He's their top target to replace Sopi. There is competition, but Udinese will push hard. So, Udinese is one of those teams that is really having a very good understanding with Arsenal. Remember, they loaned there Pablo Mari. I think that was last season. He played from January up to May. He was there and played very well for a side which goes by names of Arsenal. For a side which goes by Udinese. And he raised his bar so high that teams like AC Milan, Juventus were so much interested in him. Not until AS Monza came in for him on loan with a buyout, with a buying clause included into that deal. So, Hector Bellerin, the big question really lands to us that will he really allow all sanction this move to happen? Do you know why? Villarreal came in through, he said no. Barcelona came in through, he says no. Atletico Madrid came in, they said no. Juventus came in, he said no. He wants to go to Real Betis. But he's still a player of Arsenal. But don't forget that nowadays, players are really so much valuable and they really have a lot of stand. A player decides where he wants to go on and play, not the club. So, as things stand, it looks like the player wants to go to your Betis and Arsenal doesn't want to terminate the contract of Hector Bellerin. They're telling Real Betis, if I only have like £4 million, get us that money, then we get you this player. And what are they trying to do in the for you? What are they trying to do? They're trying to go ahead and really say that, so Real Betis is doing this because they know that they'll give him some huge sign-on fee and obviously a huge salary. So that's what Hector Bellerin is counting on, and Arsenal saying they have to pay us. We are not terminating your contract. But Edu talked about terminating the contract, and I know they might reach an exit and say, all right, let's terminate this contract and we let him go because he's earning close to £110,000 a week. You let him go without Arsenal really compensating or doing a compensation for his contract. That means you are saving in some good amount of money. Obviously, 110,000 pounds a week. That is close to 500,000 pounds a week. You get, a month. When you multiply it by 12 months, meaning that Arsenal is saving close to 6 million pounds. And he's left with just 2-3 years on his contract, meaning that they're saving close to 20 million pounds. So I really believe that it's better to let a player like that go. But let's see whether Udinese will be a suitor and will be liked by a player who goes by names of Hector Bellerin. Obviously, Udinese are really one of those clubs from Italy that really need him. But obviously, you're going to wait and see whether the player will be okay with them, because the fact is this guy is really wanting only Real Betis and not any other team at the side which goes by the names of Arsenal. All right. Then yesterday I brought you a story of Fabio Vieira, not Pablo, Fabio Vieira. He played in under the 21s for the very first time for Arsenal in an Arsenal shirt, and he played very well. He played 45 minutes. They took him off, and today Kaya Nyak, he's an Arsenal writer for Football London, has come out and explained to us why he played on the right side of the pitch. You get? This is what he said. It was Arteta's request for Vieira to play on the right-hand side for the under-21s last night. They wanted him to play on that side of the pitch. Hamed Ali said. Interesting to see how it develops. Further summer business in the face. So, it looks like Mikel Arteta has thought about it. That, all right, Fabio Vieira, I'm planning to bring in Yuri Tielemans. You get? I'm planning to bring in Yuri Tielemans. But bringing in Yuri Tielemans is going to strengthen our midfield. I don't believe that you're going to be having more playing time in that midfield. You get? So, why not really try you to play on the right side of the attack midfield where Bukayo Saka plays, such that instead of spending money to go in and bring in another player, we create space for you that side, because I believe you can come in here and give me good cameos in every game. So, he ordered Mehet Ali, the coach of the under-21s of Arsenal, to go in and really play him that side, because that's where Mikel Arteta wants him to play, in the senior team. So it looks like Arsenal are really trying to forego signing in a player, because a player whom they want, like Pino, you can't tell me that they can go in for Pino for 50 million pounds. I can't sanction that deal. He's not proven. So they are saying, let's try Fabio Vieira and exchange him with Bukayo Saka and see how they're really going to go ahead and play that side. Sometimes Odegaard is benched. Fabio Vieira starts in the central defensive, in the central midfield, the attacking area. Then sometimes he plays off the right. So I think Mikel Arteta's plan is like that on Moussa Diaby, and let's pray to it that it really works out as he really wants it to do, because this guy is good. If at all they say he's like Bernardo Silva plays centrally. He can play centrally. He can play off the left and right attacking sides of the midfield. He can play anywhere you want him to play. That is Bernardo Silva. So if at all he's seen as the next Bernardo Silva, meaning that he's having the same attributes, and Mikel Arteta is really one of those players to transit him into what he wants to play, because he was at Man City and he has seen how Bernardo Silva has been coached by Pep Guardiola, and he was also part of the coaches of that team. And remember, Mikel Arteta was really a very good player in the midfield, especially attacking wise, meaning that he is the best coach to really turn Fabio Vieira into what he wants. So let's wait and see what comes out of Arsenal as far as that is concerned, at the side which goes by names of London Conley. Now, Charles Watts from goal has told us that Patino made big waves at Blackpool. Players and fans taken to him massively. It would have been outful at this stage for his loan if he was suddenly out for 12 weeks or so. Fingers crossed the initial signs are correct and he can get back playing much sooner than that. So why is he telling us this? Patino got an injury when this team of Blackpool was playing in the midweek. Sorry, around, I think, was it midweek? I think they played midweek. Is it midweek or Sunday? One of those games they played. He really got an injury, and guess what? People were worried that he's not going really to return in the for you, but fans of Blackpool are really so much worried. But Charles Watts told us this report from Arsenal. He has told us that early signs looking quite good with Patino's injury. He was at Arsenal yesterday, but he had already returned to Blackpool. He will be sidelined for a bit, but it doesn't look like being anything properly long term. That's a positive given a big impact he's made on loan already. So Charlie Patino is one of those players that Arsenal are really looking at being prospectful. As far as the Arsenal side is concerned, they really have lots of belief in this guy, and they really believe that he's going to come in and really turn around very many things as they are being planned all over the world. So this guy, who goes by names of Patino, is really talented. He was sent on loan at Blackpool, got an injury, and the Arsenal side believe that he's one of those players that are really going to make big rounds at the side which goes by the names of Arsenal when he returns. So that loan move had been sabotaged a little bit after he really got an injury, and fears were that a team which goes by names of Arsenal, a team which goes by Blackpool, we are going to miss out on this player for the next 12 weeks. 12 weeks, those are close to 3 months. You get? So you can't really allow a player like him, whom you sent out on loan to develop, to be out for 12 weeks. So he returned to London Conley. They did some good medication. They did some good medical examination on him, and they did go to know, all right, it's a simple thing. Go back to Blackpool. And they redirected the doctors of Blackpool on how to treat him to really get him to where he's supposed to be. So it looks like everything is good for Charlie Patino, and that's what I had for you in here for you. Smash the like button, comment and share. I want to be having 200 likes minimum on this video, and let us know what you think about Moussa Diaby, Arsenal bid in waiting. Then Fabio Vieira, I don't know why I call him Pablo, but Fabio Vieira. Arteta is really thinking to play him onto the left, onto the right, taking some of the midfield, other than playing him centrally. What do you think about that? Hector Bellerin, wanted by Udinese. Do you think we really give green light to that move? And lastly, what do you think about Charlie Patino, a player that most of you were excited of when he was young? Thank you guys for watching in. I sign out for now. See you later. But remember, we want to hit 10,000 subscribers. Guys, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner and please subscribe to this channel, because the more you subscribe, the more you give us strength to come here and present you these stories. I'm out for now. See you later. I'm going to do another story about Bernardo Silva. There is a battle for Bernardo Silva between Barcelona and PSG. PSG have made a bid of 80 million euros, and Barcelona are planning to bid in the for having agreed personal terms. Looks like this deal is going to happen. So I'm coming back with that story. It's big, making rounds all over social media. United is in for Casemiro and very many others. I'm returning in a little bit. I'm out.